Good afternoon. It's Wednesday afternoon here in Central Texas. This is Donnie Griffin, the grumpy old man scale mauler. I'm going to try something a little different today. Link started it by Wednesday Show and Tell. And what I wanted to show you today is some of my intarsia stuff that I've done in my woodworking shop. I enjoyed it, and I still do enjoy it, but my hands has got to the point where it makes it difficult for me to do it because of the shakiness in my right hand. But that's okay, I still try, and I enjoy it. And the first piece I'm going to show you this afternoon is my bass. I'm a bass fisherman. I fished in the Coppers Cove Bass Club for about 20 years. And of course I had to make one of a bass. And let's get you down here where you can see this thing. There you go. And what intarsia is you take different kinds of wood and cut it out according to the pattern. And you build your model or your piece with different kinds of wood. Like this one's got a little bit of oak in it, it's got some poplar in it, it's got some redwood in it, and there's no paint on this thing at all, nowhere to create this thing. And that eyeball is the only paint on it, because I couldn't find a piece of black wood, but I learned how to make it, so we can do it. It was probably my second or third piece I ever built with intarsia. And shoot, I got probably 150 to 200 patterns of scroll saw stuff. And you got to have a scroll saw to do it, because you got to chase these lines out on the pattern and then cut your piece of wood. And then the next color wood that you got to chase the lines out on it, and then you got to size it up and shape it and make it fit. And all the pieces have to interlock in one way or form. But that's my bass. Now the next piece I'm going to show you is similar to intarsia, but realizing wood is not cheap anymore. And when you're talking about purple heart, maple, oak, the cheapest wood is pine. So I figured out another way to do it with pine. This is nothing but pine. And what I did, I took a piece of pine and cut it to the length I needed it. Then I traced the pattern out on the pine, and then I cut it out. And then I took my drill press with sanding drums or my sander and shaped all the pieces to interlock and fit to create this piece. Like all these little lines here are scroll saw, then drill. Then this is indentation, the eyeballs. And then you sand your piece down to the different thickness and levels you want. And that's how I created this. And I forget how many pieces are in this, but it's quite a bit. And then I used acrylic paints to paint it. And the way I did it was I created a wash and used the different shades of washes to create the different colors of the puppies you see here. And there's 4 puppies in this thing. That's 1, that's 2, that's 3, and that's 4. but there's 4 of them in there, and it's hard to believe. And I enjoyed doing this kind of work. I really did. I still do. I just don't do as much as I used to. I used to spend from the time I got off work till 10, 11 o'clock at night out there in the shop creating intarsia pieces or cutting pieces out for my wife on the machine. I cut out a lot of stuff, Christmas stuff for her, and she paints it with acrylic paints, but she goes into more detail and she don't use the washes like I did. And we got some birds and stuff in the house. I got an owl that I've done 3 or 4 times because my daughter liked the owl so much. I'll show that one of these days. And she liked the owl, so I made her one. And I got a couple more owls. But I enjoy doing this. I try to stay busy. And now my passion is model cars. And that's what got me into YouTube and creating videos. So I hope you enjoy my Wednesday show and tell created by Link one day. I'll put his YouTube channel in there. He's another mauler, and he come up with this idea to do this on Wednesdays. Show and tell. Kind of reminds me of the school days when my kids were going to school. They was always getting something together to take to school to do a show and tell. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you, and I appreciate all my subscribers.